Could you hear that?
Yeah, let me know.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Views from the Sidelines podcast. Today, we have a special guest. He's actually a client of mine, good buddy, and I'm excited to have him on. His name's Justin. And Justin, if you could give us a little background information on yourself, what you do, and just like a little bit of fun things about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. I'm 23. I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. Still live here. I did go to the University of Kentucky, however, in Lexington for college. Majored in finance, and I currently work as a financial planner here in town. I really enjoy what I do. I like the fact that I get to help people and make a difference in people's lives with my work. I think that's really important. That's something that's really important to me. And I'm just extreme. I'm a fitness enthusiast. I've always been, whether it be bodybuilding or powerlifting or calisthenics, so there's always something to scratch the itch for me. So um, always trying to stay active and stay in shape. That's me. So
I love that, man. Yeah, yeah. And this is gonna be a lot of fun, guys, because Justin's been working with me just over 3 months now, and I got him out of a really, really like good timing. And if you could kind of dive into where you were before, because it was weird. You like reached out to me like a couple months before, and like, hey, I'm gonna hire you here soon, but it's gonna be after my bulk and all this stuff. But so I was in your radar, and we were kind of talking before you even decided to work with me. If you could like kind of dive into where you were mentally, emotionally, and physically before you decided to pull the trigger.
yeah. So I'll actually go back to like pre-bulk. So like you said, I was doing a bulk, and so pre-bulk, I hadn't been working out for the past 6 to 9 months. Not focusing on nutrition, not being active, all that. So I wasn't in a bad spot. I don't want to say I was in a bad spot, but physically I was not in a good spot. Uh, so then I got working on the bulk. I got back in the gym. I started getting my strength back, getting used to moving almost every day, and getting my nutrition under control. But obviously in a bulk, your nutrition's, you're eating a ton. So my energy levels were weird, and all that. So when I actually found you through a mutual friend or a mutual connection, through your clothing company, actually, is how I found you. Um, I saw the calisthenics, and I saw the functional uses of it, the fact that there's so many everyday things that were so much easier, and then so many other things that you can do that are fun when you have a more functional body style, which bodybuilding does not give you a more functional body style for people that don't know. So that's where I was. I was big and bulky, and wanted to be able to use my strength and not just have it. So really, that was the spot I was in when I came to you.
Yeah, man. And like you just said, you wanted to use it, not just have it. You were strong. You were lifting a lot of weight. And I remember like whenever you, like a couple of weeks before we started working together, you started posting some videos, you started showing people what you're doing. And it was cool to see that, because I always tell any of my clients, like, share your journey, because there are so many people you have no idea who's watching. You have no idea who could just like, you watch a random video that you post, and all of a sudden someone's like, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym. Justin's getting it done today. I need to get it fucking done today. And I think that's a really powerful thing, just to I tell you, I tell my other clients, like, do not be afraid to share what you're doing, because you have no idea who it could impact. And it adds another sense of accountability to your journey, which is since like, that's really why I'm here, is just to hold you accountable for what you say and what your goals are. So yeah, man, thank you for sharing that. And kind of go into your initial goals. Like, you're like, all right, I'm hiring Austin. Like, let's do this thing. Like, what was your initial goals with working with me? And like, what were you expecting after 3 months?
So to be honest, I didn't know what to expect after 3 months. But like I said, my goals were to make my strength more functional. I saw the pull ups, the handstands, the muscle ups. I was like, all right, I want to be able to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Getting on top of the bar, like when I was right at the end of the bulk there, 194. If I would have been trying to do that stuff myself, it would have probably taken me 2 months to get a muscle up, or,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the fundamentals. I also, um, I've never been like really into the nutrition part of it. I always ate how I thought I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I did okay. I didn't eat fast food every day, but everything I did was planned. It was, chicken and rice,
Yeah.
a ton of eggs for breakfast, like that kind of stuff. So nutrition was another major goal of mine coming into this, was kind of hammering that down, figuring out where I can work these kinks out to really optimize my body. So
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
between nutrition and just functional movements, those were my two big goals were to accomplish.
I love that. And did you have any like performance goals other than just movement, like moving better?
So honestly, no, because I didn't really know where I was
You didn't.
starting. I
Yeah.
didn't have a calisthenics background at all, so there was no goal in mind for me,
Uh,
which was nice. And the same goes for like my weight. I didn't have a weight goal to get to, which I was fortunate, not to have that there. It made my journey this last 3 months a lot easier, not having any stress over what the number on the scale said.
yeah,
Um,
man.
so it was really just to feel good, look good, and enjoy life. Were I guess were the goals in a nutshell that I didn't realize at the time, but in the end, that's how it worked out, and I'm happy it did.
I love that, man. That's really well said. Well, it's funny, like looking back when we first started, you were eating. I think I get like I think my first goal with you was like 2,700 calories, and you lost like 5 pounds in freaking 2 weeks. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's metabolism is on fire. It is very enhanced. So we need to up this baby. And I remember we upped it to like 3,000 calories, and it's still you're still losing slash barely maintaining. And that was I've never seen that before, to be honest. Like as a coach, like usually I get guys who are under eating, or I get guys who are just blatantly overeating and not realizing it, or like binging on the weekends and eating nothing during the week. So it was really cool to see an enhanced metabolism. That was super. I mean, it was just really cool. So that was exciting for me as well during this journey, and seeing like how easy it was for you to lose that weight. But you really hit a freaking nail there whenever you said how it was so important. Like it was really cool. And I thought it was easier to not have to hone in on the scale and not worry about what the scale was, just focusing on other things. So if you could kind of dive into like things that you were noticing changing after the first month or two with yourself and just body image, confidence levels, all of that stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So obviously, physically, weight's falling off. I'm looking a little skinnier, leaner,
Yep.
all that. Mobility is increasing, which is comfortable. I mean, you don't realize just sitting on a couch, sitting in a chair at work, how much mobility comes into play. So all those things working together started to bleed into the mental side of things where,
Mm-hmm.
I like how I look, I like how I feel. Um, Therefore my mood is enhanced. I've never struggled with, I'm lucky, I've never struggled with any type of depression or anything like that, or any
Yeah.
type of mental instability. Um, so I'm lucky on that front. But what I noticed almost immediately was my confidence. Just like I've never been an outgoing person, but I'm also not necessarily an introvert. But I talk to everybody now, and that's not
Yeah.
something I did even 3 months ago.
Yeah, man.
I will talk to anyone I meet. I will carry on a conversation with them. So confidence has to be the biggest thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's in all aspects of life. Like I feel more confident in my work. I feel more confident in my athletic ability. I feel more confident in just me as a human, like being a good person and being able to brighten someone else's day. Like I feel, the confidence is all around. So
Dude, that's
that's
awesome.
the biggest thing for me.
Oh man, that's freaking cool as shit to hear, because like obviously being online coach, we don't get to see each other as much. We do talk a lot, but it's the little things like that like I love hearing. Like that is what I want to hear from people. Not, dude, oh, I can't believe I have abs, or oh, I can't believe I got one more pull up. That stuff's awesome, and I love that. But it's this stuff. It's because I mean I obviously preach that your physical health is the foundation of what you see every day, what you think about, what you think of yourself, what other people think of you. And if you and a lot of people get that switched in reverse, where they think they have to be good emotionally before they're good physically. And it's actually not that. It's focus on your physical health. You get good with you, and your emotions will get better. Your mental health will skyrocket through the roof. Your overall confidence will be amazing, because you know that you're working hard. You know you're working on yourself, and you are filling up your cup of energy and not just letting everybody else drain it. But that is cool, because I remember talking to you just the other day, and you're like, do I look like a dick whenever you like tell me stuff? I'm like, no, not really. He's like, I've been told that, because I just don't like talk that much. I just take it in and then speak, which I think that's what you meant by like being more introverted, or not introverted, but not extroverted. You just listen, and you actually like or do active listening where you just let the person finish and then you process it and then say it, which I would definitely say that's more introverted than extroverted, because extroverts like to hear themselves talk. So, and talk over people. So yeah, that is a really cool thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, I've loved to see the changes because I've never seen. I know I mentioned this to you once before. I've never seen so many changes in a short time span from
Mhm.
anything, and I've never learned so much in a short time span from anything, whether that be a professor, a coach, or a trainer, or whatever it be. It's the style of training and coaching that you do. You just don't realize how much it affects your whole life until you
Mhm.
are fully indulged in it.
That's cool, man. That makes me fucking pumped. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like seeing that on like reading it from a message, it's one thing, but like hearing my clients say that, or like hearing anybody say that, is really cool to hear. Because it is, man. And I like to preach that. It's not like I'm not telling you to do a whole lot. I'm not telling you to freaking kill yourself in the gym. It's really just changing your environment. Focus on what you can focus on, and kind of dive into that. Like, what would you say? Were you like? How do I explain this better? How would you say that? Were you shocked with the simplicity of my programming, or would you say it was actually like harder than what you expected?
It definitely wasn't harder than what I expected. I was shocked by the amount of tools that you could easily integrate. Like I'm
Mm,
using when you first hit me with everything, you were like, you're gonna get an email for the website, and then I'm gonna get you on the app, and I'm like, oh gosh, like this is gonna be difficult. I'm gonna have like 4 different apps on my phone, and I'm gonna have to track
yep.
everything. See, what I was more surprised about was the simplicity of everything.
Yeah, it's more seamless. Would you
Yeah,
say like all the systems, the scheduling, the surveys? It's really just automated to where it's like you don't have to go out of your way. Really, it's all to you. It's all there. And yeah, that's like I pride myself on setting that up, because if it wasn't, my life would be a living hell.
right. Yeah, so I was that was nice to see, and then and then it all just becomes a habit.
Yep.
Once you do it for a few weeks, luckily I had good habits built, so it was easy to stack them, like you've taught me. So
Hmm.
things like that. Building the habit was the biggest thing, and once the habit was there, it was smooth riding. Like everything's been, I push myself really hard in the gym. I'm not saying I go in there and walk for 5 minutes, do a couple of curls, and leave. Like I'm working really hard, but
Yep.
that's easy for me. I'm kind of on autopilot when it comes to
Hmm.
being able to push myself in the gym. So
That's
that
awesome.
that wasn't the hard part. The hard part for me was getting my nutrition down, like learning what foods are going to fit into my macros
Hmm.
and all that. Learning about flexibility. I never stretched in high
Yep.
school, college. Like
Yep.
so, it was the other things that were harder for me, and I wouldn't even say they're hard.
Yeah.
It was challenge. It was a
Yeah.
challenge to actually like push myself to do it. It wasn't hard to actually do. It was, oh yeah, I need to go and watch this 30-minute yoga video and actually do it
And
to work on
follow
my skills.
along. Yeah, man.
Or
Yep. That's
I was just
awesome,
gonna say
dude.
it might be a good idea to pick up that book he was recommending and read it and learn a few things. So those were the challenges for me. It was kind of the things I wasn't doing that I needed to pick up, not the physical part of it.
Yeah, dude. And like I know I sent this podcast to the group the other day with Cody McBroom, but he talked about how success is literally inconsistent doing it or inconvenient actions over time, doing the things you know deep down you don't want to do but you need to do. That's like brushing your teeth. That's like taking care of your dog. Like doing the little things every day, like stretching for 5 minutes, and the annoying things like cleaning up after yourself. Like that's the stuff that's going to make you into the person you want to be, not the person you already are. And I think that's really like you honed in on that really well. It's like I was making you do things that you know you needed to do, but you didn't have anybody telling you that you need to do. You just were telling yourself. And sometimes humans just are really good at lying to ourselves, and we're like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week, or I'll start on Monday. When in reality, if you just sucked it up and did the 10 push-ups and stretched for 10 minutes, you're going to feel better about it, and you can go to bed knowing that that's off of your ego, and you can kind of like like actually sleep well and relax and wake up the next day feeling better. So yeah, dude, that's freaking awesome. So kind of dive into the just the overall accomplishments in the short time that we worked together, 3 weeks. Yeah, dive into that. Or 3
Yeah,
months, three not
3 months. Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
3 weeks.
I mean, going from never doing an actual muscle up, I don't even know that I did a poor form muscle up for that matter. I don't remember ever doing it. So going from no muscle ups to I've gotten 7 and I know I can do more. Or sorry, I've gotten
Oh yeah.
6 and I know I can do more. I just haven't had a great opportunity to give it a try. So hopefully this upcoming week or next we'll be pushing that one.
Yep.
I think the biggest accomplishment for me that I didn't even know was a goal or that I wanted to accomplish has been the just how good my joints and my muscles and my body feels on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Uh, I understand the importance of recovery and all that, but like I feel like I could go 7 days a week. Like I'm have a lot of energy. My recovery time is very fast. You know, I don't get extremely sore even from hard workouts. So that's been the biggest thing for me is just seeing my body physically change internally, not even on the outside. So just how it feels, I would say is the biggest accomplishment for me.
Dude, that's awesome. And real quick, talk about the nutritional accomplishments. Like, did you think I was gonna make you eat like 1,800 calories? Like, kind of dive into that.
So I knew, like, I'd kind of checked them or watched it, tracked you for a little bit before I got in. So I knew that wasn't your style.
Yeah.
That also wasn't my style. Like, I knew that wasn't going to work for me going low cal just because if I'm working this hard, I'm going to be hungry. Like, I'm already a hungry person. So,
Yeah.
so I knew I wasn't going to be getting into that. The thing that I actually was more worried about nutritionally was, like, I've never counted macros. I've
Mm-hmm.
never counted calories. I've only done things kind of by feel
Mm-hmm.
in the past. So what I was more worried about was, oh man, like, am I gonna have to completely change up my diet? Like, are my
Yeah.
meals gonna look completely different? How am I gonna get this into the macros? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I was more worried about, is it gonna completely flip what my current nutrition looks like? Which really it didn't. It just enhanced. It basically, I took the things I was already eating, changed portion sizes, put in a couple new things, found some little like cheat codes with protein shakes here and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to optimize it. You know, I had it down pat in 2 to 3 weeks. Like, it really wasn't hard to adjust to at all, which was the best
That's
part.
good. Yeah, man. I always tell everybody, like, it's not really about eating chicken and rice and broccoli every day. Because that usually makes you eat not enough. It's about finding like your fun foods that you actually enjoy and finding how that fits in there. It's showing up and making a breakfast that get your day started. And it's not stuffing yourself in one meal, like spreading it out and making a structured eating schedule, because that's what people usually do. They're just not structured. They eat when they feel like it versus they eat when they should.
Right.
And I think that's a big part of my coaching is just finding out how you're already eating and then realizing, hey, let's add this in. Let's actually like subtract this a little bit. Let's add a little bit more oil in here just to help with hitting calories, because like I'm excited to take you back to maintenance here soon and get you actually up to a minor surplus just to see how you react to it. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, dude, and if you could just transitioning into my next question, who would you recommend my coaching to? Like whenever it comes down to it, like if you have someone on the fence, you're like, dude, like this guy looks like he's doing cool stuff, but I don't know, like who would you recommend it to?
Yeah, and this is gonna sound absolutely cliche, but honestly, anybody. Because if
Mhm.
I can do it, a guy who has always been an athlete, is in really good shape, like worked out very strong, and you can take me and make me better and
Mhm.
help me make me better, then in my mind, you can do that with anybody.
Mhm.
If you can, you know, if you can take someone who's, I obviously wasn't in my prime and I wasn't at the top, but I was up there, you know, like you said, my metabolism was cooking when we got into this thing. So
For sure.
I was in a good spot. So, and you just enhanced everything. Like you just made everything go even quicker, faster, better. So, in my opinion, it can be anybody. It can be someone who just needs help creating habits, or it can be someone who has the habits there but needs the push to get in the gym more, or to actually start counting their macros, like in my case.
Mhm.
So it can go both ways. It can go for the person who works out but doesn't eat well, the person who eats well but doesn't work out, or anywhere in between. Like
Yeah.
it could really be anyone's. You can be anyone's coach. No kidding. Like,
Appreciate that, man. That makes me very happy. Like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of delayed gratification in the things that I do. It's not like, hey, you signed up with me, sweet, you're now better. Like,
yeah,
it takes time, and like that's something that I always have to realize. Like sometimes, like I can't help everybody, which I'm over time I'm slowly niching down to who I actually want to work with, and like the guys I know I can help the most. So it's just a journey for me, and it's super exciting to be able to help someone who I could take someone just out of a bulk and make and enhance their life by just changing their focus, by switching up a little bit of their stuff in their diet and getting them more aware of what they're putting in their body and how much they're moving it. I think that's as simple as it gets, to be honest, but it works. And I mean, if it's just cool to hear from you actually say that. It means a lot. So last thing I'm going to ask, what do you think is your favorite thing about this system, this coaching? And yeah, like what would you say is your favorite thing about it?
so far, I would definitely say my favorite thing has been like the ease of programming
Okay.
with workouts specifically, but really everything, because
Okay.
like in your app you can throw in read 10 minutes today, get your walk in, blah blah blah. Make sure you get this. Maybe take a protein shake or have a protein shake today. Make a smoothie. Like those are things that I've done that you've programmed into the app for me. But on the workout side, just knowing that I could, I could work a full day, get done with work, go to the gym, have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I know there's a really good workout there waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to think about it, the day of, the day before, or even when I'm on my way to the gym. Like I know it's there. I may not have even looked at it yet, but it's gonna be a good workout. So
Yeah.
that's
So
actually my favorite part.
yeah, so like kind of taking off that stress of what am I gonna do today, or like shit, I gotta have this up the whole time. It's kind of like seeing it before, watching the videos and understanding like I can. And did you like the fact that you can send me stuff? Like, was that very very helpful?
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and tag that in there as well. Like just being able to have like nearly real time responses to, hey, how's my form here? Am I doing this right? What's going, like, this feels funny. What's wrong with it? That kind of stuff. So being able to have very quick responses to those kind of questions is something that makes it even better.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Well, I'm gonna shout you out even a little bit more here because this is fucking impressive. So, looking into like nutrition compliance and where workout compliance, dude, your workout compliance, the worst thing you've done is 87 or 80% worst.
Really?
You had week after week where you were 100% from March 29th to May 9th. You were 100% workout compliance. That means you didn't miss a walk, you didn't miss a workout. That's fucking impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
And then I mean, obviously summer happens and we had to take out a workout. You might have missed a walk here and there, but like, dude, I preach 80-20. Like you show up 80% of the time, you're going to see amazing results. And you're averaging 95 to 93 to 95% workout compliance for exercising. Like that's awesome. He's like, it's huge. Not a lot of people do that. And guys, I'm looking at his nutrition compliance. It is through the roof. I mean, that is insane. Like I give him macros customly to hit and he is hitting them. If he's not, he's maybe going over a little bit or maybe under a little bit, but it's very, very like his weekly averages were through the roof. And like Justin, like props to you, man. Like this is like I can say I can help anybody, but like you said, and then like the third week or talking to your brother the other day, you got to do this shit. And like I can make the best workout program in the world. Doesn't mean you're gonna do it. That makes it the worst program in the world. So it's implementation and actually doing what you're given is gonna make you see the best results. So shout out to you, man. Like this is fucking awesome. I mean, how you're down 19 pounds from the first day that we started, 19 pounds, and you're stronger, which is like, I mean, stronger is a relative term. You're doing harder movements on your joints. You're doing different things. You're not just lifting weights. You're actually moving your body in different ways, which I still think is stronger. It's just stronger is a relative term. But dude, like, and I know you're like signed up for even longer, and we're going to even push yourself to new limits here in the next couple of months. And yeah, any last thoughts or comments, concerns?
No, I just want to say I appreciate that right there. You know, I love showing up every day and putting in the work. But one thing I do want to say is don't don't sign up for this thinking he's going to change you without you doing anything. You know,
Yep.
he's going to help and he's going to hold you accountable, but you do have to put in the work, whether it be, you know, cooking in the kitchen or getting in the gym or getting your 7 8 hours of rest, whatever it is.
Or listening to the
Uh,
podcast that I actually sent you.
Listen to the podcasts. It's always they always have something good in them. You'll always learn something. So
Yeah,
he knows what
that's
he's
awesome.
talking about, guys.
Hey, Justin. Well, I appreciate you, man. I think a lot of people are going to take a lot of value from this. Just like stories are what get people out of their comfort zone. It makes them open their mind up. Seeing if like someone like you doing what you just did and what you've told them throughout this podcast, that you might help one person actually believe in themselves, and that's so cool, man. Like, continue to do what you're doing. And guys, Justin's about to be in the fitness realm here soon. Exciting things happening for him in the near future, and I'm really excited to see where it actually takes you. And yeah, guys, I'm sure Justin will be on here again. I would love to have him on to discuss a little bit more about just life in general, his life experiences, his stories. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.